Hi, welcome to Essential Bollywood Vocabulary. This is Ram Kumar, and this is session 8 of General Urdu Words. Here we are going to look at certain Urdu words that are popular in Bollywood cinema. So, first word is labz. Labz means the lips, and it also means the haunt in Hindi. So, labz is used for the lips of a person, and you can say that ये बात मेरे लफ्ज़ों में छुपी है. That means these words are hidden in my lips, or my lips are sealed, as they say in English. So that's labz. It carries over wonderfully to Urdu, or maybe it was in the reverse. So labz actually mean the lips or haunt of a person, often used to describe how beautiful they are or to indicate that certain things are secret. My lips are sealed, right? Then we come to the word nikah. Nikah actually means marriage, and in Hindi it means shadi. Shadi is more popular than nikah, but just for the general knowledge, we will add the word nikah. And yeah, there is one interesting way of adding the word nama to any Urdu word and making it a written document. So if you add nama to nikah, nikah nama, that means your marriage certificate. If you add the word safar, which we covered, which means travel, you can add it to safar nama, and that will become your travel certificate. So adding the word nama to anything makes it a document or a certificate, right? So because of the kind of the regal language or the camp language, the word nama is often used in to add a written quality to anything. So to anything, so you can add a word nama. Then we come to the word Jumma. Jumma is very popular because it is Friday, or in Hindi it is called Shukravar, and is the beginning of the word weekend. And people generally don't work that hard in the evening, right? So Friday the day ends at 4 p.m., right? And I have been in organizations and at home, 4 p.m. Friday ends. Maybe it starts early, but it ends at 4 p.m. And then you have your parties or whatever you want to wrap up. So Jumma is considered a special occasion where the day ends early, and you have the time to party and make promises in the party to your beloved. Lot of songs celebrate the word Jumma, right? So that is the Friday. I have no clue what the other days are called in Hindi, right? Or sorry, in Urdu. Jumma is quite popular. It means Shukravar or Friday. Then we come to the word two correlated words. That is sharab. Sharab is alcohol in English, especially ethyl alcohol, not the methyl alcohol. And in Hindi they call it daru. And sharabi is an alcoholic, or in slang Hindi they call him a bevda. So that is the word sharab and sharabi. Yeah, sharabi looks much more polished than bevda. So typically people use the word sharabi instead of the word bevda. I don't even know whether bevda is a Hindi word. But it means alcoholic. So somebody sharabi, you mean they are alcoholic. Then we got to the word zameen. Zameen means the earth, or in Hindi it means dharti. So that is the word zameen. So if somebody is talking about their zameen, they are talking about earth, and more closely they are talking about their country or their property, or they are talking about their zameen. So that has a very earthy quality to it. So typically you can even extend this word to extend to a kingdom or a nation. You can talk, that is zameen ki baatein. So that's the zameen. And I think they also refer to the nation as sarzameen, right? So that is the nation or desh. It is also referred to as sarzameen, or the most important zameen of all zameens. So zameen and sarzameen are two words to do with the earth and your nation. Then we come to a very important word, very important word called haq, and this is used, in English they call it a right. Typically rights are granted by some sarkar or government, but this is used mostly not in a governmental sense, but in a more emotional sense, or a more, appealing to your jurisprudence. So you say, "Mera hak banta hai," that is, it is my right. So, so in Hindi you can call it ठेका, which is a very business-like word, right? So आपने किसका ठेका लिया है? So what is your right? What do you have rights to? So that's hak. So it's not, yeah, you can use it like in a very, very, a legal sense, but typically people say मेरे तो मेरे हक में है. It is my right to these things, right? I feel hak. So that is the meaning of the word hak. Then we come to the word ikrar. Ikrar means agreement, and is a very important word because ikrar is typically in the context of a romantic proposal. So ikrar means to agree to a proposal, and it also, in Hindi it is very simple, it means sahmati. But sahmati, again, you can be sahmat or agreement to many things. The equivalent, there's another word in Urdu that actually means ikrar, that means razi, and okay, there's one more word called kabul. So you add ikrar, razi, kabul, all the three mean the same thing. It means agreement and it means sahmati in Hindi, and all the three are used in romantic context. Of course, ikrar is only used mostly for romantic context. Razi and kabul are used for a bigger context than romance. So you can be razi to, there's a movie called Razi about a lady who infiltrates into an enemy territory and knowingly traps her enemy family to achieve the interests of the country. So that's called Razi. So she's agreed to it. So Razi can mean bigger things, and Kabul also can mean bigger things. Kabul means to accept. Also, Sahmat is to agree, and Kabul means to accept. But Razi, Kabul, and are very interrelated words to Ikrar. So I'm focusing on Ikrar because it typically comes in the romantic context. Then we come to Zid. Zid is a very important word again. It means stubbornness, and in Hindi it means to arjana, to stake your claim and to not move or to not waver, to become stubborn. So that is Zid. And a person who is Ziddi is a person who is stubborn to achieve a certain objective. So he's a Ziddi kind of a person. He's not one to give up easily. He's arrogant. He's stubborn. So he ad jati hai. So that's what this ad jana, to not give up. So that's kind of a Zid. It's an appreciable quality. Maybe in English you can call it doggedness, if that is the correct word. So doggedness, that is Zid or Ziddi. Then there is this word Hasi and Husn. Again, two interrelated words. Husn stands for the beauty of a person, and Hasi is a person who is beautiful, and Hasina is a beautiful lady. So Hasi, Husn, and Hasina, again three interrelated words which all come from the word Husn, which actually means beauty and beautiful, and a beautiful woman, right? So all the three are correlated. All come from the root Husn, which actually means a beauty of a person. And in Hindi, the related word is Khoobsurat or Khoobsurati. This is the Hindi equivalent. Very common word in Bollywood movies. Husn, Hasina. These things are very common. And then we come to the word Baraf. Baraf is actually meaning ice. I think we have discussed about the word Sharbat and the word Baraf. These were not native to India, so they came. I mean, people wouldn't call Himalayas, right? So the Ale is actually the place, and Him, I think, stands for snow. So maybe there are some root words in Himalaya. Ice means him, or Baraf. So Baraf is related to Sharbat. It actually means ice. So I have not seen any Hindi equivalent or some people calling it him or some root word. So they use the word Baraf, which actually means ice, and used in the context of the Sharbat we talked about, Sarbat or concentrated fruit juice. Then we come to the word Pehchan. So Pehchan is to know somebody. It could be a Hindi word, Pehchan. And in Hindi, there's another word for it called Parichay, or to introduce or acquaint oneself with. So Pehchan, Parichay actually means acquaint oneself with. Then we come to a little bit of words dealing with penal things. So penal in the sense things to do with punishment. The first word is Zurmana. Zurmana actually means a fine which is levied on you. And I don't know, in Hindi they can call it Maafi ke paise. So that is Maafi ke paise, the money you pay to be let go. Maafi ke paise, and that in Urdu there's a word for it called Zurmana. So you can ask Zurmana kitna bhara? How much did you pay up for Saza Maafi, right? So how much did you pay up to for the crime you did? And then there's a word Rihai. Rihai in Urdu, it actually means release of a prisoner. So Chodna or Chutkara, or that is called Rihai. So somebody is Riha means he has been released. And then we come to the word Saza. Saza actually means a jail time or punishment levied on top of you, and this has a very interesting Hindi word called Dand. So Dand actually means Saza. So in Hindi, just for an aside, there is Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. Sam means to compromise, Dan means to give a gift to compromise, Dand means to punish, and Bhed means to actually kill or end a situation. So these are used in Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. These are used as techniques to deal in society. Saza is actually Dand or punishment. So these are some of the words related to penal things. And then we come to things related to business. So there is a word called Nuksan, which actually means the loss. And we come to a word called Faida, which actually means the profit. And Nuksan in Hindi lovers, it's called Ghata. And Faida for Hindi lovers, it's called Labh. So Nuksan hona can be used in many contexts. But in the business context, it means a loss, and Faida in the business context means a profit. So to end this session, I will give you a nice Urdu word for this weekend. The word is Aram. Aram means to rest, and in Hindi it means Vishram, to rest. Aram is basically to rest. So it's a good time to rest. Saturday, Sunday is a good time to rest and mix with your family. So that's when you take Aram, or in Hindi Vishram, or in English you say rest. So this is Ram Kumar signing off from Essential Bollywood Vocabulary, General Urdu Words, session 8. So hope to see you in the next video, and you have as much fun to see the video as much as I had making this video. And please subscribe and like this video if you want, and I will keep more videos coming for you to enjoy. Happy weekend. Thank you.